What's going on YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most people, we wake up every day chasing a dream. Even if you have a regular 9 to 5, the goal might be to work hard, build up that pension or 401k to the point you can retire and live how you really want to live. That's the ultimate goal for the majority. To wake up every day, not have to stress about bills because your money is right, be able to travel where you want to, live where you want, eat wherever you want, shop wherever you want, and take care of your peoples. For some, that sounds like a fantasy, but it's people out here that use their talents to break away from the rat race and they become successful. Whether they decide to go the traditional route, go to college and become a doctor or lawyer, or the new wave of individuals who wake up, jump in front of a camera and become screamers. And in a couple of months, they are millionaires. For a lot of black men and women in inner cities, it's music, whether rap or singing. People have learned if they can put their words together properly, life and struggles on a beat, and people feel it, it's sky's the limits. And there's no better feeling than making money off your passion. Once you elevate out the trenches, start to see the world, you think to yourself, I made it. I'm blessed. I don't have to do nothing illegal to make sure my rent is paid. I'm using my talent to support me and my peoples. And if you come from a background of beefing and ops, you can leave that all behind you. But the more blessings that are given, the more evil that's lurking. And when we get too comfortable, unfortunately, that's when it strikes. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Los Angeles, California to discuss the case of a Philly rapper who was hit after a sneaky plot for his jewelry. In LA, back in 2022, Philly rapper PnB Rock was on top of his game, making noise and moves in the music industry. But let's rewind back a little bit. Rakim Allen was born into a Muslim family back in 1991 in the Germantown area of the city of Brotherly Love. Life started out rough as his father lost his life when Rakim was only 3 years old, leaving him to be raised by his mother. As he got older, he found himself getting in trouble. By age 13, he was sent to a youth detention center for fighting and robberies. By age 19, he would find himself in trouble again, catching 33 months for drug possession and other crimes. After being released from prison, Rakim would find himself homeless. But around about this time, he found his passion for music, rapping about what it was like growing up in a rough city like Philly. And he adopted the stage name PnB Rock, paying homage to the two streets in his neighborhood. In 2014, the young man released his debut mixtape that he wrote while incarcerated. The mixtape did numbers, landing him a deal in 2015 with Atlantic Records. While with the label, he released more mixtapes with his hit single, Selfish, which hit the US Billboard Hot 100 list by 2016. Rolling Stone included PnB in their top 10 artists you needed to know. His hard work was paying off, with features from big names like Wiz Khalifa, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Kodak Black, Young Thug, 2 Chainz, Pop Smoke, the list goes on and on. He was featured on YFN Lucci's song Every Day We Lit that took the world by storm in 2016. By 2022, PnB was an established artist and still working hard, with up-and-coming rappers like King Von, and even had started writing behind the scenes. He was now a father of 2 and had relocated to LA so he could focus more on his career and not have to look over his shoulders, so he thought. On September 12th, 2022, PnB, his girlfriend, and daughter decided to go grab lunch at the famous Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Manchester Avenue in LA. When the rapper pulled up to the location, everybody seemed to be showing love. He had his jewelry on and was shining. He dapped up one man named Tremont Jones. As PnB and his family went inside, they sat down and got ready to eat. His girlfriend snapped a few pictures of the food, posted them on social media with the location on. But in the parking lot, Tremont was talking to another man, 40-year-old Freddie Trone. He was telling Freddie the rapper was in there with all his jewelry on and it would be an easy lick. Freddie then decided to go home and get his 17-year-old son to do the dirty work. They pulled back up by the restaurant and the team walked in, gun in hand. He approached the table PnB was at, upped the gun and said, "Give me your jewelry," before then opening fire on the rapper. After that, he turned his attention to his girlfriend and took her jewelry as well. While PnB lay fighting for his life, the team reached down and took the jewelry off the man before fleeing the scene. Shocked employees and customers called LAPD, who responded to the restaurant in the middle of the day to find PnB suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. He was only 30 years old. One thing they knew for sure, it was a robbery. LA has always had a reputation of not being the safest, especially when it came to rappers being targeted. Prior to that, popular New York rapper Pop Smoke had lost his life in a home invasion robbery gone wrong for making a fatal mistake of posting a picture of some bags and items he had just bought that had the address of where he was staying at. The rapper's girlfriend at first received a lot of backlash for posting pictures and sharing their location. And as Philly was left to mourn the loss of one of their own, who ironically moved to LA so he wouldn't have to watch his back, surveillance footage in the area caught the getaway car and people in the streets were pointing to a whole family. Freddie Throne, his wife Chantel Throne, and their 17-year-old son. More information came out and footage that showed the father and son pull up, park blocks away from their home, and get rid of items of clothes. A warrant was put out for the whole family, and Tremont, the man who was in a parking lot of Roscoe's, as footage showed him talking to Freddie minutes before the robbery, was taken into custody, charged with conspiracy to commit robbery, as it was determined he was the one that gave the drop on the rapper. Freddie was tracked down and taken into custody in Vegas, charged with first-degree hit and other charges. His wife, accessory after the fact. His son, whose name was never released because he was a juvenile, also first-degree hit. As the cases made their way to court, Tremont was sentenced to 12 years for orchestrating the robbery. It was determined Freddie's son only was doing what his father told him to do, and that he was coerced and wasn't fit to stand in front of a judge, leaving Freddie to face the judgment of his actions. He was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to 31 years to life in prison. Rest in peace to PnB Rock. I send my prayers and condolences to his family and definitely his kids. The anniversary of this tragic situation just passed. It's crazy to see somebody make it through so many obstacles, work hard to be successful, and lose their life over material things. I think the more successful people become, they feel like it's all love, not knowing it's still wolves out there lurking. The big thing when this happened was why wasn't no security, and why that location, because it wasn't safe. I myself have never been to LA, but I heard people say the palm trees and sun will have you letting your guard down, not realizing it's still the trenches. But I want to leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, rest in peace, PnB Rock. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.